So here we go. Hello, everyone. It's Vicky Hacking, and it's Evelyn Abernathy, Daryl Carlisle, and we are coming to you live on the Hive tonight. And we are excited to have you see this presentation. So we're recording it tonight because we feel like it's going to be that good. Okay, not to put a lot of pressure on Evelyn, but Evelyn, you're always good. Yeah, you're feeling all that pressure. You're always good. But anyways, I'm now one of three English ambassadors. I'm so glad that I'm not by myself. It's wonderful to have two ladies that are going to be sitting beside me, and I am grateful for that. And congratulations to Jamie and Brandy on their big achievement. Wow. Okay, tonight, what we're going to do, there's a lot of changes going on in Jafra, and change is not fun. Nobody likes change. We're happy about some things, we're not happy about some things, whatever. We moan, we groan, whatever. So I just thought it would really be fun to bring Evelyn back with her Who Moved My Cheese presentation because it is so perfect for right now. So Evelyn Abernathy, my first line leader in California, please take it away.
Okay. Well, yeah, no pressure here, no pressure. But let me go ahead and share my slide with you. So now, of course, I cannot see the chat. So maybe one of
We'll read it for you. We'll
yeah, I was going to say
share
one
the
of my
chat.
co-hosts can do that. So if you know me, you know how much I love this book. I read this originally about, see, my daughter's 27, about 24 years ago when I first read this book and loved it. And I wasn't doing business. I just loved it for what I wanted to learn. It was just a fabulous story here. But before I get into that, I just want to share this with you, what happened with my neighbors. So I had two neighbors who have lived in this neighborhood for years. So let's see, this yellow house belongs to a lady named Ruby. And she was best friends with this lady here named Dorothy. Lived in the neighborhood probably, well, I know Dorothy's lived here since the 60s. And I think the Yellow House lady came later. Well, over the years, the lady in the red house, Dorothy, ended up getting very ill. And her daughter came in and had to take care of her. And then her daughter ended up living in the house for about a year after her mom died. So it's really sad because, we're a tight neighborhood. So then after a while, the daughter sold the house. And we have new neighbors. They're not new now. This has probably been about at least 7 years ago. Well, every time these new neighbors would do any changes of the house, painting, any remodeling, doing something different with the landscape, this lady got very upset about it. And she would always call the daughter who used to live here and tell her, what's happened with your house? This is what they're doing to your house constantly just calling her. And I would have conversations with the daughter. The daughter's my age. And we'd say, it's not even your house. Why is she worried about it? Why is she so bothered? It's not her house. It's not your house anymore. These people have now come in and they've made changes. So in the chat, I want to know from you, do you think the new neighbors had a right to make changes to the house? I mean, I'm telling you, here are the homes in our neighborhood go for about $800,000. So they paid close to $1 million for their house. Do they have the right to make changes? Or should they keep it the way it was originally with Dorothy and her daughter? So in the chat, I can't read the chat. So Wileen, are you one of the co-hosts?
I'm reading it too.
Oh, you're reading? Okay,
They're
let
all
me
saying,
know.
of course, absolutely. Yes, they have the right.
They have the right. Okay, so then let's move on. Why I love this book. Like I said, I read this for the first time 24 years ago, and I read it every now and again because it's such a great story. So Move My Cheese is an amazing way to deal with the change in your work and in your life. But I'm going to tell you, it's not just about work. You got to realize that even though he made this out of a motivational business fable, it's not just for work environment. When I was using it, it's for all the different changes you're going to have in your life, just like the house situation. They even have a an edition for teens. I bought this for my nephew when he was a teenager because we're always going to have changes in life, good, bad, whatever. There's always going to be changes. But in this book, it's a parable about two mice and two little people, and they are on the hunt for cheese. Okay, and this is according to Wikipedia. Okay, so now, gotta know, Louis Campos bought Jafra. He spent millions of dollars to purchase this company, and like the owners of my neighborhood, he has the right to remodel his new house. We'll call it his house, but it's the business. However he wants. It's his. It's his. And we don't want to be like the lady in the yellow house telling him what he has to do because he purchased his house. Okay, so there's two choices we have. We can either resist the changes that he's making to his house, or we can adapt to the changes that he's made to his house. Like my neighbor resisted all of the changes, and the rest of us, we didn't care, but we adapted to it. So change sometimes can make us feel uncomfortable, but it's also an opportunity. It also brings opportunity. It brings growth. It helps with our mindset because we don't become stagnant. We're always changing and pivoting. So change can be good when you're looking at it. Now, if my neighbor in the yellow house, and that's not the color of their house, is by the way, but if the neighbor in that house decided, I'm like, it's there, she can adapt to it, then she wouldn't be all so upset about it all the time. She would be okay with the change. So here's, a synopsis of the story. The two mice, their names are Sniff and Scurry. So Sniff, before anything happens with cheese, he already felt it coming. He already knew something was coming. And Scurry acted quickly once the change happened. The change was they were in this little, well, they really weren't in a maze necessarily. They were comfortable because they always had cheese. They never had to go out and find the cheese. They wake up and cheese was there. The two humans, him and Ha, him absolutely does not like change at all. He denied the fact that there was a problem with cheese. He resisted any change. Ha kind of felt the same way too with him, but he learned to adapt to the change. And that's the basis of what this story is. There's 3-4 different ways of how you can look at the situation. It's how you're reacting to a situation. You might even understand some things are going to happen before it happened. I knew change was going to happen because I've been watching the industry. I've been watching different things happening all over the place. And so Smith was aware. So he knew something before it even happened. But here was the problem. Life was so good for them because they always had cheese. They didn't have to do a single thing for it. Sniff and Scurry moved on though when all of a sudden, poof, the cheese was gone. Sniff and Scurry, they just got right on it. Well, gotta go find the cheese. Him resisted. It's like, nope, I'm just gonna wait here. It's gonna come back. Things will go back to normal. Things will go back to what it used to be. And I'm just gonna wait and wait and wait until it comes back. I waited for him for a while, but then he's like, it's not coming back. I gotta go get new cheese. So that's the basis. But Ha, remember, he resisted first. So then he learned lessons along the way. So one of the lessons was, what would you do if you weren't afraid? And I want you to put that in the chat. What would you do with your Jafra business if you weren't afraid? Or sometimes you got to do things afraid. You got to be scared and do it anyway. But what would you do if you weren't afraid? How amazing would your business be if you can move forward without the fear of what if I can't do it? What if it doesn't go right? Whatever. Because everyone has imposter syndrome, one way or the other. What would you do? And then one of the things that Ha learned was the quicker you let go of the old cheese, the sooner you will find new cheese. So he sat there with him for a while and the cheese wasn't coming. But he realized after he was moving on, wow, the quicker I would go after it, the sooner I'll get it. And then movement in a new direction helps you find the cheese. He knew he had to move because that cheese wasn't coming back. The only way he was going to find new cheese was to move in a new direction. So you got to know, over the years, you've seen this on Facebook. Some of you may even be on Instagram and other platforms. They're not the same. They're not what it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It's always changing. They're always changing on their platforms. You were able to do certain things in groups. Now you can't do certain things in groups. They're always changing their rules. And you got to know it's because it's their business. It's their platform. And yeah, when they make changes, we're like, oh, we got to learn something new. But we tell them they got to go back to do it the way it used to be. Like, this is not how I like it. This is how I want it. It doesn't work like that. We are renting on their space. Okay, so like Jafra, we can adapt or we can risk getting left behind. Put in the chat some businesses that you know that have closed their doors because they did not want to adapt. I'll start it off for you. There's bookstores. You remember Borders Books? They didn't want to adapt when e-readers were coming out because they're like, oh yeah, that's a fad. That's not going to last. And now their doors are closed because yes, it did last. But we saw Barnes and Nobles because when Amazon came out with their Kindle, then Barnes and Noble, they're like, well, let us get our version of it. And they got their Nook. And they kept up with the industry. I can go on and on with so many businesses that have closed their doors. Please put in the chat the businesses that you know, whether it's national brands that we'll all know, or maybe it's something local to you. They did not adapt to the times, and so their doors are permanently closed. Okay, so our compensation plan is different. It's different than what we've known. But you know what? What if it's better? What if the cheese that they have put there that we've got to go out and find, but really not really have to go out and find because they spoon feed it to us. But what if it's better? What if it's easier for us and our consultants now? I'm going to tell you personally last month was the best month my team has had in years. And so I think it's a better plan for our consultants because they don't have to worry about, okay, I have to get to 400 to get to my next higher level. 200 is so much easier. Oh my gosh. To be able to now say, I can go shopping every month. And just like they have to go shopping for their bread and their milk and their eggs or whatever their staples are that they're putting on their grocery list, they're now, okay, I'm going to get my shampoo, my deodorant, my bath and shower gel. I just think it's so much easier when they're looking at, oh, $200 and I'm not even paying 200. I can get it for 45 or I can get it for 40. But honestly, if we show them every month, just like you're shopping for your milk and your eggs and bread, you want to do your same shopping for your personal care items for not just you, but your family, for birthday gifts, for any occasion that you want to give a gift. What if we all showed them the new plan that they can do that? What if, I mean, this is not a what if, this is a fabulous thing. Consultants really weren't earning bonuses. They weren't. Unless they were trying to build a team, they weren't sponsoring, so they weren't getting sponsoring incentives. They weren't getting the things. Now every person can earn the rewards, like the green steps that I talked about the last time. They can all earn stuff just by placing orders or by inviting other people to come and get their products at a discount. I love that they get to select whatever they want with the incentives. We had to get what the company gave us. I got stuff just sitting here because I don't need it. It just sits here. I've been waiting to gift it, but it's like, I'm not giving it to anyone either. It just sits. But now I get to get things that I really want. That's going to make a difference to my life and my family's life. And that's what your consultants get to have as well, because they did not have that opportunity. They absolutely did not have that. So I love that that's on the table for them. But the thing is, how are you talking to your consultants about it? Here's my plan. I've already been talking to my consultants. I've been telling them everything about the new, kind of getting them excited about it. So it's all about your mindset, wrap yourself around it, look at all the wonderful positives, and then present it. But my plan is, like last month, we had a fabulous month. So I thought, okay, well, for this month, I'm going to do, just in case we don't have our numbers, I'm going to sponsor one direct and sponsor one indirect. I already have my one direct locked in with her, and she has a $200 order. I have another one waiting. She was going to do it this weekend, but she had some travel hiccups. So that was my plan. But guess what? I look at my number. I don't even need the plan. I already have 4 out of the 5, and I already know the other one's going, at least one other's going to do it because my VIP always does her orders. So I mean, she's been a VIP since 2020, never missed a month. So that's happening. So I already have it, and I already have the number for like the lowest level. But I'm not stopping at that. I'm going to keep going. But you can have a plan where, okay, well, this month I'm concentrating on making sure everyone purchases. But what if they don't purchase every month? They're going to do every other month. So now I'm going to pivot. This month I can concentrate on sponsoring. So you have options too. And I don't look like I don't look at it like, oh man, I should have waited, let that other person wait for another month because now what if I have another month where I need someone to sponsor as a direct? Like, no, because now that's one other person that will potentially be getting the 200 because we know not everyone's going to purchase $200 every month. Even if it's every quarter, if you have enough people in your system that you're working with and you're rolling them over, then you got it going. It's so doable. So it's not a horrible plan. It's just that you need to strategize it a little bit differently. I absolutely love the new plan that we have. And leaders, you got to raise. You got to raise. So you got to be happy about that. 12% over the 11%. That's really great. And if you don't quite make your numbers, you can still get an 8%. Where before, if you didn't quite make your numbers, too bad for you. You got a grace and you got $0. It's a wonderful plan. So yeah, what if it is better? What if the compensation plan is different? Yes, but better. And I say yes to that as well. So we can be like him. Well, no, this one, I'm sorry, I couldn't see the top because all of our pictures were there. Okay, so him. Did him get out of the maze? If he did get out of the maze, what did he discover? If he did not get out of the maze, what happened to him? Because either way, there's going to be consequences. Either way. Either way. So in our businesses, we can resist or we can adapt. You guys put things in the chat. I haven't seen it yet, but you put businesses in the chat who have resisted and closed. And then there's lots of businesses that have adapted and kept going. So, and I'm going to show the books once I'm not showing the screen so you can see me. But yeah, there is a part to this book, so you can find out what happened. Okay, so here's another thing. Companies are always going to brand themselves. Jafra branded themselves as they needed to. They're supposed to. Jafra branded themselves. They're going to rebrand. They're going to rebrand. They're going to rebrand. Just like if you look at Starbucks logo and even their name, it's rebranded. It used to be Starbucks Coffee. Now it's just Starbucks. It used to be Apple Computer. Now it's Apple because they opened themselves up to do more. So Jafra rebranded themselves, but so can you. You really should brand yourself because your brand is how people connect with you. I hear people say, I don't know what I did, but okay. I hear people say, well, Jafra sends out all the emails, so I don't need to do it. I'm going to say, no, really, that's not true. They want to hear from you. They may not even open Jafra's emails. They are connected with you. They're building a relationship with you, not with Jafra. So you can build your own business under the Jafra umbrella, which is what I did. I have had my own business with Jafra, under the Jafra's umbrella. Now, how I see it, Jafra's my vendor. That's my supplier. And I'm doing my own business, my own way. And you can do the same. And because you know what? You don't have to be up. And maybe that's why I'm not upset about the things because, all right, whatever. It's their business. I got my business. I can make my own choices. I do things how I want in my business. Whatever they change in their business, that's fine. They're just my supplier. And that's what they really are for you as you're taking care of your consultants. I'm sorry, your clients. Jafra's your supplier to get it to your clients that you're building relationships with. You should be getting to know your customers and having relationships, and that's how you want to build your business. So we can embrace change like Sniff and Scurry, the mice, which immediately, as soon as it happened, they were on it. We can learn and grow like Hawk. He resisted in the beginning, more hesitated, then he went forward with doing what he needed to do. Or we can get stuck like him and just sit and have zero cheese. The choice is ours. So I can't read that because everything's in the way. Okay, you don't need to something. You don't need to have all the answers, just a willingness to move forward. If you're feeling uneasy, it's okay. It just means you are human. But remember, Sniff and Scurry didn't wait for the cheese to return because guess what? Cheese is not coming back. It's not coming back. So they moved on. And Ha learned that the sooner you let go of the old cheese, the old way, the sooner you will find new cheese. You can check out my website. I will put it down below, in the chat afterwards if you want to check it out and see how I brand it myself and what you can do too. Because really, guys, it's just another way of stepping up. And sometimes when things happen, it's that push to move forward. Because honestly, so many companies have closed their doors, And so we're fortunate that we still have not only doors still open, but a comp plan that's better than it was. So many other companies didn't close their doors, but they went to affiliate marketing. And so now their people are scrambling. Other companies have totally changed their comp plan. And people that were making big money before were not doing any, but that was gone. That what was happening was they were equivalent to Vicky Hacking, like ambassador level in their company with lots of teams across and under them. And now the company said, sorry, we're only going to pay you only on your direct line. They lost a lot of money. So then they're scrambling to find something else. But if you have your own, still Jafra's your business, but you can still have your own, and then you will always just kind of sad. So maybe you keep moving on for cheese. You got the new cheese that Jafra gave you, but maybe you find the other cheese too. Like, what could that mean for you? It doesn't have to be like what I did, but what could that look like for you? Where when there's always going to be changes, because there's always going to be changes, you need to be okay with that because I got my own thing that I'm doing and it's fine. Okay. And so there you go. Thank you for listening to the presentation.
Oh, Evelyn, that was so wonderful. I love it. I needed to hear it again.
There you go.
Really, really brought it home. You know,
Yeah.
you should be a speaker at national convention. Too bad Jafra doesn't have you to do the Who Moved My Cheese because I think everybody needs to see this presentation. So, you know what? I would say to all of those that are watching, I taped this, but what I would do is I think I would keep that link and I hope you know how to do that, but you're going to copy the link on YouTube on my channel. And then you're going to put it in a little file somewhere on your computer. And whenever one of those whiny people come and say, oh, why did they do that? You just send them Evelyn's presentation and say, here's my answer. I don't know. It really, if you have leaders that are disgruntled or whatever, this is a vital piece of training for us, ladies. And I loved it, Evelyn. I did. I loved it. So I guess I could probably take a minute and say, does anybody have, oh, Helen had something she wanted to say. Helen, you want to come in?
I don't have anything to say. What are you talking
You
about?
raised your hand. I thought you raised your hand. Oh, I saw there that you had raised your hand. Okay, Helen. Well,
I was clapping for Evelyn.
oh, clapping. Oh, that was what it was. It was clapping. Yes, it was such a good presentation. Okay, we are going to move along right now. And we're admitting someone late. Too bad Janet missed the presentation. But we're going to go ahead. Evelyn, thank you so much for giving that presentation to us because we all needed to hear it. Okay, now what we're going to do is Daryl's going to be on and we are going to talk to you a little bit about, let me go over here. Let me see what I can do here. Let me see if I can bring me in as the speaker. I'm trying. So last month, I had a very successful month. In fact, I even shared my commission check with you. So I have to say that was one of the biggest ones I've ever received from Jafra. I've always had a good commission check, but that one was one of the highest. And it was with this new program. So let me see. I'm trying to get so that I've got Helen on. What am I doing wrong, Evelyn? I'm just trying to I went up here and on the view, I've got gallery, I've got speaker, but I'm talking, but no, but they're focusing on Helen, not me. I know,
No,
Helen. They're focusing on you and not, there we go. But there's Evelyn. I don't know. I'm
you're good.
speaking, but apparently not letting me.
Put it on spotlight, but all I see are us in the gallery view.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the problem is, but it is what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about what I think I did to have, because my branch did over 80,000. That's just my branch, not my team. And that was in sales. And all I can say is that every time I do videos and send them out, and I hit quite a few with, I think probably a lot. I went to all of the people that haven't placed orders and sent them videos and sent them videos. So I'm going to say, if you're not doing that and you're a leader, you're missing out, because I think they like hearing from us. And I think videos are powerful. I know you use them, Evelyn. But so I sent videos to everyone that hadn't placed an order since December. And I can't tell you, there were so many that came back. I helped people by activating their account so that they didn't have to worry about it, because I think that is a problem. So I hope all of you know how to do that for your team. And then the other thing was, in my presentations, you could do a 1-minute video. So you've got this little phone here, right here, and you can do a 1 minute, because that's all you're really allowed to do. But you can take your phone and do a 1-minute video. Hi, you could just sit it here and do a little message and send it to your team. Because I think most of you don't have hundreds of people on your team. So you just videos, letting them know that this is on sale, or that your favorite deal. Let them know about the favorite deal. So tonight, what we thought we would do is that we would maybe go over some things with you, and I'm going to see if I can do this. And because I'm going to be making a lot of maybe mistakes a little bit, I am going to go in and stop the recording. So rest of you. So for those of you that aren't on live with us, you're going to miss the rest of the training. But we'll see you next week. We'll have another training, and we'll be able to join us live at 5 at Pacific time. So I'm going to say goodbye to most of you, because we're going to end this recording, but then I'm going to stay on with the rest of you. Okay, so here we go. We're going